Hey, what do we got here?
A whole lot of silver.
Let me help you out real quick.
Now, even though the Pawn Stars are legends in the TV world, they're a business first and foremost. So that means when their moment comes, when they need to take advantage of a situation to make the most profit, then they will. People bring items to the pawn shop and it varies based on its condition, authenticity, and rarity. And more usually than not, people sometimes have no idea the real value of an item. Now, History Channel's reality television show Pawn Stars has been running for nearly a decade and is the network's biggest success by far. The show is filmed in Las Vegas, Nevada, and is produced by Left Field Pictures, where it highlights the daily activities at the world-famous Gold and Silver Pawn Shop. Gold and Silver Pawn is a 24-hour family business opened in 1989, originally operated by Richard Old Man Harrison, and is run by him, his son Rick Harrison, Rick's son Corey, and Corey's childhood friend Austin Chumley Russell. Now, this show gives viewers so much excitement messing around with the idea of how much a product's value is. And when we say viewers, we're talking about a lot of viewers, like millions and millions of viewers that tune in every episode in hopes of seeing something unique and amazing, as well as whether or not the Harrisons will make the right call when it comes to the value and authenticity of an item. Over the years, the show has definitely seen some incredible and rare items come through the door. Now, some turn out to be really good copies without any value, but more often than none, people walk in with items worth tens of thousands of dollars. Items can range from guitars, cars, silver, jewelry, coins, or autographs. But we're only going to point out a few of the most expensive deals ever on Pawn Stars. Before we do, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel for future content just like this.
What do we have here?
You got a 1932 Ford Roadster here.
Now, in the season 7 episode that premiered in 2013, Rick made a house call to check out a seller's Roadster Model B, which was year 1932. Now, the car actually seemed to be in near perfect condition, and the Model B was produced from 1932 to 1934, and it was actually considered an updated version of the Model A. But both Rick and his son finally realized how smart the car was and that it was nowhere near a vehicle that they would drive for themselves or purchase for themselves. It was only the age of the car on top of its perfect condition and only having 450 miles on the speedometer that grabbed Rick's initial interest. But it was only after Vegas car custom legend Danny fell in love with it and sparked Rick to make a deal. After the seller gave him his best firm price of $70,000, Rick did what he always does in massive purchases and started negotiating. Rick's initial offer was $65,000, but the owner was very unwilling to drop the price below $70,000, but they eventually struck a deal for $68,250. Quickly after hearing that an original version of the artwork that he owned had sold for over $6 million, Paul decided to not take one, but 4 original paintings to the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop to see what type of deal he could work out for the artwork. His initial offer was $8,000 a piece for a total of $32,000, but Rick quickly noticed the water damage and warned the customer Paul that right off the bat the water damage was going to affect the value of the artwork. He proceeded to call in his expert to check the paintings out, who then confirmed the authenticity of the painting, while also stating that the paintings were early work from the 1950s. He also stated that since the water damage was only on the edges and not affecting the composition itself, it really wasn't a big problem when it comes to looking at the artwork and selling it at the auction. Now, including the paintings could go for around $10,000 a piece at the auction, with 2 of them possibly selling for as much as $15,000. Now, based on the information Rick gathered and remembering commission fees that he would have to pay at auction, he offered $24,000 for all 4 paintings, but Paul said that 2 by themselves would go for around $30,000. So they settled for a deal for $27,000, and Paul left happy because he honestly didn't even expect to get that much for the artwork in the first place.
What do we got here?
I got a gold bar I want you to look at.
Now, in one story, after the passing of his grandmother, one man cleaned out her belongings and came to the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop with a solid gold bar that he found hidden away in a box. Without actually knowing how much the gold bar was worth, he decided to take it to the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop to hopes to find more out about it. Now, simply melting the gold bar down would have brought the man $24,000 alone. However, after an expert confirmed that the gold bar was from a 1554 Spanish shipwreck in Texas, the value immediately doubled from $24,000 to $48,000. Now, the lucky man agreed to sell the solid gold bar to Rick Harrison for $35,000, and it left both men happy with the transaction. And that's how we're going to wrap up today's video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel for more Pawn Stars content, and let us know down below in the comments section what other content you might like to see. And we'll see you in the future.